The gnome merchant wasn't always just a businessman. He once lived in a garden of his own, protecting the crops, surrounded by his little buddies. Though it seemed like he was the favorite of the bunch, as the owner of the garden would always spend the most time together with the little guy, they were jolly old best friends. But then one day, as the farmer was riding on his tractor, the neighbor was upset that the machine was so loud and obnoxious, so he made his way over to complain about the noise. Something in the boy's tone didn't sit right with the farmer, so he told him to get off his lawn right now before he gets popped. But the boy didn't listen. Instead, he set the garden ablaze. So quickly the farmer took him out. But sadly, he didn't make it either. With each second passing, the garden slowly started to decay more and more. So in such a heroic act, the gnome merchant tried to warn the rest of his buddies to escape. But by then, it was too late. He had no other choice but to find another garden to hide in. The next day, he came back to check on his buddies, but sadly all that was left were the pieces of what was once a fellow gnome. But he wasn't going to let this disaster stop him, so he packed them up and brought them to the repair shop to hopefully put their pieces back together. Finally, it was time for him to set up a shop of his own and make his past owner proud. All the gnomes were put back together and now they could be passed down to other farmers. And well, it wasn't long before he got his first customer, a boy looking for a gnome that would fit just right in his garden. The homeland of the Candy Blossom now protected by the Bacon Boy. It was perfect, or at least that's what the boy thought, because randomly his plants started to disappear. Wait, what? No! The gnome was cursed and now it's planning on taking over my garden! Subscribe and like the video for a raccoon!